Hellboy The Crooked Man was directed by the same director as Ghost Rider 2. And I remember watching Ghost Rider 2 and saying, I really love how they did the flame effects, the special effects. Yeah, Ghost Rider 2 isn't a masterpiece, it isn't a Dark Knight or anything, but I always thought Ghost Rider 2 was entertaining. This movie is not that. And I don't know if they purposely tried to make the movie bad because whoever directed Ghost Rider 2 did a much better job at directing. I mean, look at the credits from the first shot of The Crooked Man. I was like, look at how they're doing the credits, the opening scene. And when you see the title, Hellboy and the Crooked Man, it looks like somebody just typed it in. Literally, in the post editing. This is how bad this movie. It's like they didn't even hire a special effects person, and I swear it looks like it was shot from a cell phone. It looks like someone shot this whole movie on a smartphone. If you just think about the beginning of the first Hellboy from 20 years ago, can you believe that? I remember watching the first Hellboy movie back in 2004, and now it's 2024, and this is the fourth Hellboy movie. So 20 years, right? And the special effects were on the level of a Instagram special effects, but like worse. There was like this weird blur to it, you know? I could get a special effects program um through an app that has better special effects, better CGI than this movie had. And Mike Mignola was saying that this is the first movie where he really has full control, and yeah, they're lower budget. They wanted to do a smaller story that was more supernatural. But you have to make this convincing in some way. The main actor who plays Hellboy, he just looks like some guy wearing a big glove. You know, whereas, and I was trying to see his tail, and they don't even show his tail moving when he's walking and he's talking. You know how in the original Hellboy movies, whenever he walked and everything, his tail was always like a character unto himself and was always moving. Here, the tail is like non-existent. Okay, it doesn't even wag. It's just like a little costume cosplay thing, and it shows. And they went to some national forest, okay, because that's what it looks like, that they went to some national park or something, and that they filmed this in some national park. And that's okay, you know. I'll say this: read the comic book, okay? Read Hellboy the Crooked Man comic book. The Hellboy comics, you know, whenever you're reading a comic book, what's the first thing that you notice? The art, right? So the art in the Hellboy comics is incredible, right? This movie doesn't have that gotcha factor anywhere, right? Not even in the script does it have the gotcha factor, okay? And you need a hook. So the movie starts off with Hellboy fighting some type of spider thing. And then the movie has like these chapters, like these different chapters. And like one of them had to do with the Baba Yaga. And the Baba Yaga is like this old lady witch. And the directing is so dull, and I was looking to see Hellboy's face, and you can really tell that his eyebrows and the mustache were like almost coming off of him. Like the glue was so bad. Um so what do I say? I say read the comics. Avoid this movie. You can watch the first Hellboy on Tubi, and you can watch the second Hellboy on Max. And they made two animated movies that are really good. Like the 2 or 3 animated movies they made, the cartoons, were really good. This one is definitely. I thought the last Hellboy was bad. That's the thing. I thought the last Hellboy was bad. This Hellboy, unwatchable. Un Unwatchable. And I'm somebody who likes low budget supernatural stuff, but you need some sort of hook, right? I forgot what movie it was, but the movie was really bad because I had watched the movie. But the trailer hooks you because it was about it was a low budget horror movie that they built a model of a house inside of a pool, and it's about these people who find in the lake behind their house, they find a sunken house inside of the lake. And the movie was about them diving into the lake and going into the house underwater and avoiding these ghosts underwater. It was filmed underwater, right? And that was the hook. Even though the movie was really bad, right? That was the hook here. The special effects, like the Crooked Man and everything, it looks really poorly done. And here's the thing. 20 years ago, you see the 2004 Hellboy, or Hellboy 2, the Golden Army, which I think won a bunch of awards, right? For makeup and everything. There's a fan base, there's an audience there. So it kind of sucks to see Hellboy being treated this way. They definitely need to bring Del Toro back into these movies, because by now they could have made a couple of BPRD movies, and I thought the last Hellboy was bad. This new Hellboy the Crooked Man is unwatchable. Now, two things about Hellboy that you should check out. Two of the latest things about Hellboy you should check out. Definitely check out the comic book, the Hellboy the Crooked Man comic, right? definitely check out the new video game for PS5, Web of Weird. The Hellboy Web of Weird game. Alright? Not an easy game in terms of you have to think, there's like some puzzles and things. But look at the story to that game. There was a lot more thought put into it. And look at the comic. Every what makes a comic is the art, and the imagery in the Crooked Man comic is a lot, stands out a lot more than the imagery that you're getting from this new movie. Okay, that looks like it was filmed on a cell phone, right? Looks like the movie was filmed on a cell phone. So that's my review. Hopefully, we're gonna get a good Hellboy movie. I mean, I remember the start to that 2004 Hellboy with those Nazis and the Americans attacking those Nazis by the portal to hell. That was so epic. What an epic opening. And so it's just a shame. We need a cool. We need a Hellboy movie that was on the level of those first two. And I get what they were trying to go for with this movie. They were trying to go for a smaller story, supernatural setting, but I guess they didn't have the budget. All right, I guess they didn't have the budget.